So, Paul, thanks for joining us. So, first of all, can you present yourself and Smartex? Tell me a little bit about how many people you have, what are you doing, and what is your raising, also fundraising status?
Yeah, of course. And thank you, George, for that. So basically, really quick. So I'm Paulo. I'm the VP of Engineering at Smartex. I'm also one of the founders, a technical founder on the software side. So we started the company 6 years ago. Just yesterday, we had our anniversary. And since then, it's been a crazy journey. We scaled the company from 3 founders to around 120 people right now. And we are automating the quality inspection stage in the textile industry, deploying a distributed network of devices to automate the inspection locally, and then centralizing data in the cloud, where we provide online tools to our clients to monitor the production.
Okay, that's pretty nice. And what were your challenges in terms of security, in terms of technical side, engineering, before you work with Ethiack?
Yeah, so it's a complex scene nowadays. So we are exposed to a lot of different threats, and usually, for you to be relevant nowadays, you need to have a presence online, meaning that you have a really large surface attack, and we are also using a fast-paced environment regarding deploying to production. So we are working with agile, meaning that our products in production are changing quickly, sometimes more than a few times a week. So we are changing our targets in production, and it's really hard when you don't have an automated observability on that, something that can flag things right away. And that was, I would say, the most challenging thing for us, because with a small team, it's hard to
Manage everything.
strict processes and strict review processes that will prevent some vulnerabilities to get past, and sometimes and you are very well. So the scene on the vulnerability is also evolving super fast. So sometimes you deploy something that is not vulnerable, but then you have a vulnerability coming out even without you changing the target in production.
Yeah, it's tremendous.
Before that, we didn't have any tool to have this proactive monitoring of the exposed surface.
Okay, yeah. And you are basically like for you guys, you work on supply chain, you work with big clients, right? Enterprise and wherever. Like, have you been seeing more pressure on this type of clients, even on investors, for you to focus more and invest more in security? Or do you think that startups should just focus on production and launching things?
Yeah, it's a tricky one. It really depends on the stage in which you are. Of course, for the first version of the product, like, the chances of success are super low. So you need to focus on delivering and showing a POC, even if it has some flaws. But it's good that you know where the flaws are and you have a plan to tackle them. But at some stage, of course, when you are dealing with sensitive data, and we are dealing with production data of clients, sometimes it's their trade secret. They don't want to know competition to have details about how they do their production, how they are doing internally, what are their clients, that sometimes are big brands. So yeah, at some stage when you are scaling, it becomes a concern and you get more pressure, and we are getting that from big companies abroad, and they need to comply. So it's an industry thing, because they have signed terms with the brands. So the brands, when they have big suppliers that are significant in the percentage of production, they make the suppliers sign deals concerning the data security mostly. So making sure that you have processes in place to prevent data from get exposed. So yeah, it's an increasing concern right now as we are expanding and getting clients that are exposed to brands that care a lot about that.
Yeah, makes sense. So if you want to sell more to these guys, you also need to be secure and to show that at least you worry about that processes. Okay, thank you so much. And just if you wanted to name the specific results or benefits that you got when you started working on Ethiack. So before you had all these difficulties managing the attack surface, now you are using Ethiack. What are the specific benefits that you basically got from us?
Yep. So right out of the door when we started, so we started with a full scan on our most important exposed applications, and it showed that we were not as good as we thought we were. So we had some. I guess at the time we didn't have any critical, but we had a few medium vulnerabilities, and that gave us right away a snapshot of where we were, that we were missing up until that stage. And then over time, we got consistently got reports on some vulnerabilities that showed up. Some of them introduced by new deployments that we did to production using some not updated tools, but as well we had systems that were stable in production, but the underlying libraries and the machines were subject to new vulnerabilities, and we managed to get notified almost real time. So, and we could have a reaction time that will take us maybe weeks, and we done that to a few days, and that's gives you another. For me, I can sleep better at night knowing that. Yeah.
Yeah, you sleep better. Yeah. So would you say simply that basically Ethiac allowed you to focus more on development and let security uh, to the other guys, right? So you just need to mitigate instead of you just been testing all over the place.
Yeah, definitely. And as a startup, so it's a concern because you have a limited, you are limited in resources, and we need to be directing them, and we will maybe need to build an entire security team inside, and then we start with you guys that have tons of experience and approved track record, and we are getting access to that knowledge and right away without needing to have a small ramp up on our side.
Right. It's very, very nice to hear that. And lastly, like, would you recommend this to another startups? Like, do you think that they should pay for security?
Definitely. So once again, so once you are past that first stage, maybe the first year, sometimes 2 years of building your POC, and you are starting to get real clients, and you are starting to think in scale, definitely in a way or another, you need to start investing and making room in your budgets to have these kinds of security tools. Otherwise, it can come later with a bigger unexpected bill. So definitely, it's a must, and it's becoming more and more a must as we are progressing into this new era. Let's say with AI, it's even easier um, for both sides. I would say that a lot of people that were trying to be bad actors also have more resources to do so and to exploit faster, I would say.
Yeah, definitely. We think that AI is not just the cool good guy, right? Like it's allowing the bad guys to be more faster and more dangerous than ever. Okay, Paulo, thank you so much for this testimonial, and good luck for you guys at Smartex, and keep
Yep.
it security.
Thank you for having me, and yeah, keep the good work. So, and you guys are doing a really great job.